McCain is directly responsible for the rise of ISIS. I'm not misspeaking. I'm telling you the truth. His policies that he has had in place have allowed for a vacuum to be created in the Middle East that has been filled by a radical jihadi Islamic terror element. Now, the thing that's most concerning for me here on our soil is that John McCain has also supported amnesty and open borders. And so we have left a pathway, a wide pathway open for those emboldened elements to come right into our country and affect our country, our soil, and our citizens. It's unacceptable.
I mean, we have a commander-in-chief now that can't even say radical Islam. Yeah. And then he goes on the news and tells people not to use it. And in essence, giving them a free pass to continue what they're doing. You know, I was just in Orlando. I saw all that stuff out there. Ridiculous. And like you said, they're allowing the border to be wide open. What are you going to propose? What are you going to help to do to secure borders?
Well, I'm ready to mix the mortar to fix the border. And so I'm here today because Donald Trump does want to secure the border. He does want to stop illegal immigration. He does want to prioritize American citizens over people who come here illegally. He does want to stop people from coming into this country who want to do us harm. And I'm all for all of those things.
I mean, we already have a border fence in Hereford, Arizona, and those areas. I actually go up and down through the border quite a bit. And, you know, these guys are very resilient. I mean, they use plasma cutters, cut parts of the fence, go through it, and then go back and weld them. I mean, it's ridiculous. We need to secure it. If they're willing to do that much to get through, just imagine how easy it is in so many areas to get through. So we definitely need to secure it. I'm glad that we had able to talk, you know, a chance. And I guess Donald Trump's about to go out, so have a good one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Joe Biggs here with INFOWARS.com. Now we're walking down the road, and as you can see, they have taken a blow-up Donald Trump doll, or a blow-up Donald Trump balloon thing, put him in a KKK outfit. This is at 15th Avenue in Vernon. It says, "Make America Hate Again, Trump." And then you got some dumbass over here that says, "Make America Mexico Again." So why do you want to make America Mexico again? It's what?
This is a statement that we're protesting the anti-Mexican immigrant rhetoric.
How is it anti?
Anti-Mexican.
Yeah, how?
Well, he called us criminals and rapists.
No, he said that the criminals were coming over, which is a fact.
Is it?
I mean, some have come over, yes. I mean, if it's not our fault if you take it the wrong way, if you think that you're a criminal. He said that some are coming over that are criminal.
Well, as a politician, you obviously don't stereotype a whole community of people, a whole demographic of people as a certain way. You should know that clearly affects the way those people are viewed, and that affects those people personally.
Okay, well, I feel affected when the government comes out and says that I should be demonized because one guy went in with a gun and killed a whole bunch of people. So why should I be put into that category? Why should I be looked at as a bad person because I like guns?
Are you? Does media do that to you as a white male?
Of course. Oh, I'm the white man thing?
Oh, you are, aren't you?
Yeah. Got good eyes.
Thanks.
So why are you guys out here today?
Why are we out here? Because we don't support Donald Trump or his racist rhetoric, and we don't want that in our country.
Have you ever talked to him before or met him? Or did you just watch that on MSNBC and hear that?
I've seen the way he speaks. I've seen his interviews. I think that reflects the way he thinks of, you know, his policy.
So what do you think about his temporary ban on Muslims?
Temporary ban on Muslims. I think it's very reminiscent of Hitler's policy towards Jews back in the day.
How many Jews has Trump killed?
0.
So why is he compared to Hitler then?
How many Jews did Hitler kill before that rhetoric? Yeah.
But you're already demonizing him and he's done nothing. You don't want to be demonized for something you didn't do. You said you're not a criminal. So why would you do that to him?
Because I haven't personally attacked or gone after a certain group of people.
So neither is he.
I believe that he has through his policy.
Temporary ban on Muslims?
Has that happened yet? Is that happening?
He's proposing it. It's in his
Yeah,
policy.
but that's the good thing about the U.S. government. They have to go through Congress and all that. Do you think those people are going to let it happen? I mean, let's be realistic here.
So should we just waste our time while this goes filibustering through Congress if he comes
How
into
would
power?
the face
Or-
of America be if Donald Trump is proposing we have temporary bans on Congress? That's such a bad face, even if it would be stopped in Congress. Do you understand that? Like,
Oh, I understand, but I'm saying, but it's just like Bernie Sanders is a socialist. Like, if he were to, it's whatever you want to call it, but regardless.
but that's ignorance. No, you don't know what, you're just comparing it to socialism, but democratic socialism is different.
It's been done in this country and it worked.
Yeah.
It pulled us out of the repression while FDR was a president.
Okay. So are you here today?
I'm here because we want to send a message to Trump that his ideas do not reflect a lot of ours in Phoenix.
So do you support violence outside Trump rallies, spitting on other protesters because you have a different point of view than them?
Absolutely not, and we are not. We want to keep this peaceful. We've seen different rallies, such as those where they're blocking highways, and we are not standing for that today. We want to send a peaceful message, like her says, that love trumps hate.
All right, and I appreciate it. That's awesome. That's the worst thing you can possibly do is when I hear people come out and protest. I don't care if people protest. What I don't like is when someone goes to a protest and they spit on people and throw eggs at them like they did in San Jose.
Yeah, we are trying.
So,
we don't want
cool.
that to happen, and if that
Well, thank you.
happens to us,
Keep it that way. That's awesome. Thanks. Have a good one, guys. Joe Biggs here with INFOWARS.com. Now we're at the anti-Trump rally right down the road for where Donald Trump will be speaking later on this afternoon. What's your name, sir?
Renee.
Renee. And why are you here today?
I'm just here to give my support to this community, giving back, showing that, that we're not going to let ourselves get taken over by somebody that has so much hate against us, and that it's always looking to blame somebody instead of themselves, and showing other ways to show how to care about people.
So do you live here in America?
Yes, I do.
So why not have the American flag?
Because my parents were also here illegally, and I'm supporting them. They brought us, came from Mexico to give a better life.
But I mean, they left for a reason because it's bad, right?
Yes, they did.
But my thing is, and that's why it looks bad for a lot of demonstrators when I go to all these rallies, when people wave Mexican flags and not the American flag. If Mexico was good, then people would stay, but people come here because it's a better life for their family, So don't you think your message would get by a lot better if you actually had the American flag to show that you are with America, but you have Mexican roots,
I'm more Mexican than American. I'm more Mexican because
So is your allegiance to Mexico or to America?
both. Because I have both nationalities. I have Mexican nationality and Mexican nationality.
Because I mean, I have a lot of buddies that came from Mexico, joined the U.S. Army, fought in combat.
So they have both nationalities.
Yeah, but they got their American citizenship, and they would never be caught dead. They only would have an American flag.
Just put this for example, at soccer games, at events. How come we don't do the national anthem? How come we just do the countries that that whoever they're playing? How come we don't do the national anthem afterward? All three, teams have done it. Why? I'm asking you.
Oh, I don't watch sports, so I don't know.
Then there we go. So because
I don't believe in sports. I think there's more important things to care about in the world. Like, if people are more concerned about racism, turn off the soccer game, turn off the football games, turn off the basketball games, and actually get out on the streets and do something about it in a peaceful way and bring attention to it instead of glorifying people that really don't care about you.
like I said, just my way of showing, people that are here illegally that can't come out here as well. Maybe showing the Mexican flag makes them want to, at least there's somebody out there that's speaking for us, that we're under the shadows, that they can't talk for us, because they're afraid of coming out here and getting harassed or arrested or whatever, because
Who are they going to be harassed by?
just by anybody, just because they don't know how to defend themselves and, talking in English, and they only know in Spanish.
So do you support this kind of rally, or do you support the violent rallies that you see outside?
No, just peaceable. I think it's better because that's what we're here to do. We're not here to go do violence and stuff like that, because if we do violence, then, the world will be full of violence.
Well, like what we saw in San Jose, California, Albuquerque, all those different places, when someone wants to go see a presidential candidate, regardless if you agree with them or not, Americans have the right to go see that person speak, do you agree?
Correct, I do.
And I mean, my thing is I get upset when I witness this stuff, when people go out to these rallies and they're being spit on, cursed at, called racist because they want to go see this guy talk. A lot of them aren't even for him. They're just curious to see what he has to say. They've never seen him in person, but they get spit on, demonized, and that looks bad when I see protesting like that,
Don't they cause it to themselves? They wear Donald Trump shirts and they're just going to go up.
Yeah, but that's freedom of speech.
Exactly.
Like you can wear Stop Hate Trump, or I saw a guy in Dallas yesterday that had a shoot Trump. That's his freedom of speech, but you're inciting violence.
Yeah, but are you going to go see him for the first time and wear a Donald Trump shirt, or are you going to go just as a civilian just to hear what he
I didn't say every single person in there was their first time, but I mean...
I'm just talking about in general.
Okay, but I see Bernie Sanders people go to rallies with Bernie shirts on. Why are they not? He's a socialist. Look at what's happening in Venezuela.
Yeah, it was going... True, but I mean, what can you do? At least we're not here to cause.
Yeah, I know, but my thing is if we're gonna have freedom of speech in America, everyone should have the right to wear a Donald Trump shirt, whatever. You have the right to have a Mexican flag on, but at the same time, it should be your allegiance. What always should be with America, because that's where you live, that's where you're able to have a job, if you have kids, to raise them up.
Like I told you, I did it because there's a bunch of people out there that can't come to these rallies because they're afraid to live under the shadow, scared of Dora pile, just by even going down the street to go get groceries. Why not support them? Why not have them in our back? If we can do it, and have a voice because we're citizens here, why not support the people that are living under the shadows?
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Why would you support a racist?
Tell me what he said about African Americans.
He's send you back to Africa. That's what he said. He said send Mexicans back to Mexico. You are a disgrace to America for being a young black man supporting a racist.
Thank you.
Donald Trump, what's it say?
I think he's a racist.
Come on, tell us why you think Trump's a racist.
We want to talk about the details, man.
Yeah.
What about the facts? How come you guys can only say he's a racist, but y'all can't talk about the facts? Why is that?
His opponents say that this is more proof that he's racist. And, people say, is this racism? Because it sounds to me like you want to bring back the one-drop rule.
Yeah.
No, he said that the criminals were coming over, which is a fact.
Is it?
I mean, some have come over, yes. So why should I be put into that category? Why should I be looked at as a bad person because I like guns?
Are you? Does media do that to you as a white male?
Of course. Oh, I'm the white man thing.
Oh, you are, aren't you?
Yeah. Got good eyes.
Does anyone on the left actually care about racism? Or is it just being used as a Zelensky-esque tool to polarize the sheep into bleeding what they have been told is true? Because according to Dolly Kyle, the former high school girlfriend of Bill Clinton, Bill and Hillary Clinton regularly used racial epithets and looked down on poor people. Kyle makes the accusation in her book, Hillary, the Other Woman. In addition to calling mentally disabled children at a governor's mansion Easter egg hunt effing retards, Kyle says Hillary referred to the people of Arkansas as ignorant hillbillies. Hillary also allegedly used derogatory terms for Jews, including effing Jew bastard. Bill, Kyle insists, called the Reverend Jesse Jackson a GD N-word. Latinos were similarly slandered and profiled. Kyle continues, for no good reason, Bill and Hillary decided to profile Hispanics as drug dealers. Specifically, Arkansas troopers were to stop and search cars driven by Hispanics, especially those cars with Texas license plates. Clinton's criminal apprehension program was ruled unconstitutional. Kyle continues, Billy threw one of his infamous temper tantrums about the ban on his racial profiling of Hispanics, and he threatened to renew the racial profiling program in spite of the court's ruling. The Daily Beast notes, Clinton's Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act of 1994, authored by then Senator Joe Biden, was supported by virtually every Democrat in Congress, including then Representative Bernie Sanders. That legislation led to the mass incarceration of black Americans. Legal scholar Michelle Alexander notes, Bill Clinton presided over the largest increase in federal and state prison inmates of any president in American history. Alexander accused the Clintons of decimating black America and said Hillary does not deserve the black vote. In response to pressure by Black Lives Matter, Hillary apologized for her role in pushing for the bill. Despite Hillary's alleged racism, a large number of blacks, especially in the South, turned out to vote for Clinton during the primaries. The Huffington Post notes, both Clinton and her husband, former President Bill Clinton, have traditionally had solid support from blacks, a key component of